Wait a minute. Before you go there, hold that. Go to Ecclesiastes 12 and 7. Bear with me because I haven't done it in a while. The Spirit will bring it forth. Ecclesiastes 12 and 7. So you go to the dust. Go to the dirt, right? Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was. So the dust, as your body disintegrates, go back to the dust goes back to the earth as it was. And the spirit shall return unto the Most High who gave it. Okay? Now, go back to Psalms 104 and 30. So the spirit go back to the Most High who gave the spirit coming to this earth through a man and a woman in the first place. So now here it is. Thou sendest forth thy spirit. Most High send forth his spirit. Thy spirit. They are created. They created. And thou reneweth the face of the earth. See that? You see, ain't nobody that's dead. You ain't really nothing. You finished. Look, Psalms 146 and 4. His breath goeth forth. He returneth to his earth, like we just read, right? You die, you go back to the dust, go back into the earth. His breath goeth forth. Take away your breath, you die. He returneth to his earth. In that very day that you die, his thoughts perish. So you ain't thinking about nothing no more. Your thoughts is gone. Your brain is finished. You finished. So now when you see here, we reading here in Baruch 3 and 4. This is all Most High power. Oh, Mashiach Yahushua, thou power of Israel. Hear now the prayers of the dead Israelites. That's serious. I mean, you say the power of Israel. It says the God of Israel, the power of Israel. You need to look at a little understanding on that. Because remember, a lot of people don't recognize Mashiach Yahushua when he said, I am that I am, I am. Tell him I am have sent you. But we are Mashiachim. 1 Corinthians 3:23. Yeah, Mashiachim. And Mashiach is the Most High. You can't get to the Most High when we go through him. And he's telling us that in the New Testament we have nothing to go by but the law and the prophets. That's it. That's all he had. That's all he had to go by. When he walked the earth in the flesh. Was Revelation written already? Had he came to John the Revelator on the island of Patmos? No, because he wasn't there. Think, people. Use that mind to think. Was Paul there when he was in the flesh? No. He might have been born, but he wasn't dealing with Mashiach Yahushua. Mashiach Yahushua wasn't dealing with him. We just read how he met Paul on the road to Damascus, saying, why you killing my people for believing in me? Kicking against the pricks, man. You hurt my people, you hurt me. Dealing with me, you got to deal with me. That's why he had to suffer for about Shema Mashiach Yahushua namesake, for Mashiach Yahushua namesake. Could do nothing but rolling by Shema Mashiach Yahushua, which is spiritual power coming from the Most High. Those that have ears to hear and eyes to see. Let's look. It says, I'm just looking at it, say, oh power almighty, thou power of Israel, right? So look at Exodus. Go to Exodus 34, thou power of Israel. Exodus 34. And we're going to look at verse 2. He told Moses, and be ready. Well, here's verse 1. Exodus 34 and 1. And the Most High said unto Moses, so we know who's talking. But the Most High always have a messenger to speak for him. Nobody ever seen the Most High. But then it says, listen, and be ready in the morning, and come up in the morning unto Mount Sinai, and present thyself there to me in the top of the mount. So we done cleared out. Ain't nobody that's dead have any thoughts. So when we read in Baruch, the dead Israelites, not talking about those that have died. It's talking about those that are living that's dead, in a dead state of mind. So he told him, he said, verse 2, and be ready in the morning, and come up in the morning unto Mount Sinai, and present thyself there to me in the top of the mount. So, verse 4 says, and he hewed 2 tables of stone like unto the first. Because you know the first ones, Moses had chopped them up and made the people drink them. Chopped that cattle, made them drink them, because when he came down, they had built a calf. Talking about this is what brought us out from captivity in the land of Egypt. Exodus 34:4, and he hewed 2 tables of stone like unto the first. And Moses rose up early in the morning and went up unto Mount Sinai, as the Most High had commanded him, and took in his hand the 2 tables of stone. And the Most High descended in the cloud. But understand, it's always the Most High. But we're going to see who this is. The Most High descended into the cloud and stood with him there and proclaimed the name of the Most High. So this is really not the Most High. This is the Most High, but through the Mashiach Yahushua, who is the glory of the Most High, who is the angel of the Most High, the spirit of the Most High. And the Most High passed by him and proclaimed, the Most High, power, merciful and gracious, long-suffering, abundant in goodness and truth. So, when you look at go back to chapter Hebrew, Exodus 33 and 9. Let's read verse 8. This says, and it came to pass when Moses went out unto the tabernacle, that all the people rose up and stood every man at his tent door. So when Moses went out unto the tabernacle, all the people rose up and stood every man at his tent door and looked after Moses, looking at Moses, until he was gone into the tabernacle. So he went into the tabernacle. And it came to pass, as Moses entered into the tabernacle, the cloudy pillar descended and stood at the door of the tabernacle, and it says the Lord, but the Most High, through Mashiach Yahushua, talked with Moses. And all the people saw the cloudy pillar stand at the tabernacle door, and all the people rose up and worshiped, every man in his tent door. See? And the Most High spake unto Moses face to face. Is the Most High directly? Because you said face to face, I mean what? You right in his face. So Moses can see the Most High, right? As a man speaking unto his friend, and he turned away again into the camp, but his servant Joshua, the son of Nun, a young man, departed not out of the tabernacle. So it says, and the Most High spake unto Moses face to face. Now remember what St. John 1:18 says. You got to get that so you understand. I'm saying the Most High because it is the Most High, but the Most High always has a message. Just like we're going to go back to Esdras, and we're going to find out that Uriel, the angel, is speaking with Esdras. Just like we went to John the Baptist, Zachariah's daddy, who was speaking to him? Gabriel. Who spoke to Joseph and Mary? Gabriel, the angel Gabriel. So it's always an angel speaking with us, the Spirit of the Most High. St. John 1:18. No man has seen the Most High at any time. The only begotten Son, which is in the bosom of the Father, he who is the only begotten Son of Mashiach Yahushua hath declared him. See, that's a mystery too to a lot of people. They don't really see that. That's why he told them in St. John 6:37, and the Father himself, which have sent me, have borne witness of me. So the Most High sent him. See, Most High is the witness of Mashiach Yahushua. Ye have neither heard his voice at any time, nor seen his shape. So you ain't never heard his voice at any time, nor seen his shape. Now we know there was a time when the Mashiach Yahushua got baptized, right? Look at Matthew the 3rd chapter, verse 16. And the Mashiach Yahushua, when he was baptized, went up straightway out of the water, and lo, the heavens were opened unto him, and he saw the Spirit of the Most High descending like a dove and lighting upon him. And lo, a voice from heaven saying, This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. So he said, you ain't never heard his voice. So Most High said, the Spirit of the Most High descending like a dove. See, nobody ever saw the Most High, nobody ever heard his voice, nobody seen his shape, nobody seen anything of the Most High. The Most High gave us paradise. We read about it already. He's going to tell you what happened. That's why we're waiting on the paradise to come that will be better than our first estate. If the Most High see us fit and ready in his eyes. Other than that, get it. So, as you look at Hebrews 10 and 7, I must cover this because it's very important that when you see these particular wordings that it's a mystery and we understand what's going on here. Then said I, lo, Hebrews 10 and 7, I come in the volume of the book. It is written of me to do thy will, O Most High. This is Mashiach Yahushua coming in the volume of the book to do the will of the Most High. Psalms 40 and 7. This is what he's quoting from. Psalms 40 and 7. Then said I, lo, I come in the volume of the book. It is written of me. I delight to do thy will, O my power, Most High. Yeah, thy law is within my heart. Law is within his mind. This is Mashiach Yahushua. He let us know the law is within his mind. So is the law within your mind? You going to be Mashiach? No. If it's not, then you ain't going to Mashiach him. You your own young. Put your dad there. See, when you understand the importance of how important this is, and knowing, like you say, what do you say? Esdras praying, oh, power almighty, in verse 4 of Baruch, the 3rd chapter. Oh, power almighty, thou God of Israel, thou power of Israel. Hear now the prayers of the dead Israelites. So who's the power of Israel? That's the question. Look at Exodus 24. Go to Exodus 24 chapter. Remember what Mashiach Yahushua said, he come in the volume of the book. Exodus 24 and verse 9. Let's look at it. Then went up Moses and Aaron, Nadab and Abihu, and 70 of the elders of Israel, and they saw the God of Israel. Isn't it who they listen? Baruch 3 and 4. O power almighty, the God of Israel. And they saw the God of Israel. I thought we just read, no man ever saw the Most High at any time. the only begotten Son, which is in the bosom of the Father, he hath declared him. So look, and they saw the God of Israel. This right there. And there was under his feet, as it were, a paved work of the sapphire stone, as it were the body of heaven in its cleanness. And upon the nobles of the children of Israel, the heads of the nobles, or the nobles of the children of Israel, he laid not his hand. Also they saw God. Also they saw God, and also they saw Mashiach Yahushua, and did eat and drink. They saw him in his angelic power. Look, verse 15. And Moses went up into the mount, and a cloud covered the mount. The cloud is a chariot. IFO, identified flying object. And the glory of the Most High, Mashiach Yahushua, as we know him, but he's a spirit. He's an angel. The glory of the Most High abode upon Mount Sinai. And the cloud covered it 6 days. And the 7th day, he called unto Moses out of the midst of the cloud. I wonder if that 7th day could be a Sabbath. And the sight of the glory of the Most High was like devouring fire on the top of the mount in the eyes of the children of Israel. Hear that? And the sight of the glory of the Most High was like devouring fire on the top of the mount in the eyes of the children of Israel. Like father, like son. He said, hey, St. John 10:30, I and my Father are one. And Moses went into the midst of the cloud and got him up into the mount. And Moses was in the mount 40 days and 40 nights. It's like the Most High speaking to him, but it's through the spirit of Mashiach Yahushua, which they had. Let's go back. Since we know, without a shadow of doubt, let's say, when you say God, some of y'all tripping on that. But let's say God, but look, what the Most High say concerning the Mashiach Yahushua. Psalms 45 and 7, I believe. Thou lovest righteousness. Well, no, let's go to 6. Because it's very important. I asked the question, does the Most High have a power over him? Did y'all ever say God? Does God have a God over him? No. So listen to what it says. Psalms 45 and 6. Thy throne, thy power, and authority, O Most High, who is the Most High? Say, O God, is forever and ever. This is God right here, right? Same God that we just said. They saw God in Exodus. Thy throne, O God, O power, is forever and ever. The scepter, the authority of thy kingdom is a right scepter. Thou lovest righteousness and hateth wickedness. Now ask the question. Does the Most High have a power over him? Well, listen to what it says. Thou lovest righteousness and hateth wickedness. Therefore, God, thy is yours. Therefore, God, your God. Uh-oh. Now you got to ask, who are these two gods here? Who are these two powers here? Because it's two right there. Say, therefore God, thy God. Therefore God, your God. Uh-oh. Therefore God. Remember, they saw God. You read it for yourself. Therefore God, your God, have anointed thee with the oil of gladness above thy fellows. Now, let's find out who this God is. Go to Hebrews, the 1st chapter. I believe it's the 8th verse. Hebrews 1 and 8. Uh-oh. Hebrews 1 and 8. But unto the Son, uh-oh. The Son is who? Mashiach Yahushua. But unto the Son he said, thy throne, O God, uh-oh, That's what we just read. But unto the Son he said, thy throne, O Most High. No, O Hamashiach Yahushai. That's the God right there. Because he said the Son, he said, thy throne, thy powerful authority, O God, O Hamashiach Yahushai, is forever and ever. A scepter of righteousness, same thing we just read in Psalms 45, 6 and 7. Thy throne, O God, O power, O Hamashiach Yahushai, who is considered God right here, as is written here, but you know, he is the power. Is forever and ever. A scepter of righteousness is the scepter of thy kingdom. Thou lovest righteousness and hateth iniquity. Therefore, God, even thy God, therefore, Mashiach Yahushai, even your power, the Most High, have anointed thee with the oil of gladness above thy fellows. So that's God right there. They calling him God. Most High call him God. The power. I won't say God because that's a word that's dog spelled backwards. It has nothing to do with Hamashiach Yahushai, and they're definitely not the Most High. Understand this, overstand this. So, let's get it right. So, now, we understand the dead Israelites praying through Hamashiach Yahushai to go to the Most High on our behalf. He said, no man comes to the Father but by him. This ain't nothing new. So why David said, look, Psalms 110:1. The Lord said unto my Lord, the Most High said unto David's power, Hamashiach Yahushai, sit thee on my right hand until I make thine enemies thy footstool. So who's David's power? You said my power. For you that don't know, my Lord. Sit thee on my right hand until I make thy enemies thy footstool. Most High is sitting on his own right hand. We know Hamashiach Yahushai is sitting on the right hand side of the Most High. Point blank. That's who's sitting on the right hand side of the Most High. Not the Most High sitting on his own right hand side. Come on. Look. Acts 2:33. Therefore, well, let's read verse 32 to let you know it's talking about Hamashiach Yahushai. Acts 2:32. This Hamashiach Yahushai have the Most High raised up, whereof we all are witnesses. They witnessed him walk the earth 40 days. Rose on the third day. Walked the earth for 40 days. That's why they say they witnesses of Hamashiach. That's the subject matter. Therefore, being by the right hand of the Most High exalted, you know, Hamashiach Yahushai is David's power. That's on the right hand of the Most High exalted, and having received of the Father the promise of the Holy Spirit, he hath shed forth this which ye now see and hear. For David is not ascended into the heavens, but he said himself, the Lord said unto my Lord. That's what I just quoted in Psalms 110:1. Sit thou on my right hand until I make thy enemies, thy foes, thy footstool. See? So, this is the power that we're looking at. So going back to Baruch 3 and 4, we're going to get through this. Most High will. It says, O power almighty, thou power of Israel. Look at, go to Revelation, the first chapter. And look at, verse 8. Revelation 1 and 8. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the ending. Mashiach Yahushai said, Mashiach Yahushai, which is and which was when the Most High was. Was the Most High ever or was? He always is. No beginning, no ending. Most High always is. This is Mashiach Yahushai. But he's calling what? Said the Lord. As you see here. Said of Mashiach Yahushai, which is, because he's here, in the presence, the Spirit of the Most High, Spirit of Mashiach Yahushai, right here with us, since the Most High speaking to us in the last days by his Son, and through his Son, which is, and which was, and which is to come. Who? the Almighty. Okay. Here we go. Baruch 3 and 4. O power almighty, thou God of Israel, Mashiach Yahushua, to the glory of the Most High. Hear now the prayers of the dead Israelites and of their children, which have sinned before thee. That's why you dead, because you sinned. And not hearken unto the voice of their power. For the which cause these plagues cleave unto us, these curses cleave unto us. Look at Psalms 115 and 17. Psalms 115 and 17. I hope I'm not going too fast, but Psalms 115 and 17. The dead praise not the Most High. Let me use it again. The dead praise not the Most High, neither any that go down into silence. Remember it says their thoughts are perished. The dead praise not the Most High. They died, they ain't praising the Most High. They ain't praising the Most High in the name of the Lord and Savior. No more. Neither any that go down into silence. See? So here, that you know, it can't be those that have died, actually died, when the Most High have taken the breath, they actually died and went to the dust and to the earth. No, it's talking about those that have sinned. You sinners are dead Israelites. Verse 5 of the 3rd chapter. Remember not the iniquities of our forefathers, but think upon thy power and thy name now at this time. Because Most High said he's going to do it for his name's sake. See, this is like a little move of wisdom talking to the Most High, because he said he's not going to destroy us for his name's sake, because his name is in our name, Yah, Y-A-H, Yah, Shar, Allah. So he said, hey, he's going to do it for his own name's sake, not for us. Look at Isaiah 48 in verse 11. He said, for my own sake, even for my own sake will I do it. For how should my name be polluted? And I will not give my glory unto another. Hearken unto me, O Jacob and Israel, my call. I am he. I am the first, I am the last. See? He said he's going to do it for his own sake, for his own name's sake, not for ours. See, we get caught up in the fact that we are the Israelites chosen. You ain't chosen until you made it to the kingdom. You done made it through that 1,000 years of teaching of a Mashiach Yahushua. Then you're going to make that change and meet the Most High. That's the ultimate goal. When the Most High going to be all in all. Right now, we're just fishers of men. Can't get too boastful thinking you already made it there. I ask you again, what's your number? Amongst 144,000 you leaders. What's your number among the 1/3 of the 12 tribes of Israel? You don't know. You have no clue. That's why I say, dare not make thyself one of the number. They say the righteous scarcely going to be saved. But you know you're going to be there already. Whatever it is you doing and you know what you've done, and that book is closed, you better repent. And humble yourself before the Most High. Humble you. Fearful thing to fall into the hands of living power. You love no high-minded, no meaning to think that they all that. And ain't nothing as they ought to be. Because you should be teaching everybody in Israel this 1,000 years that Mashiach Yahushua is going to have to teach us. 1,000 years is a long time, brothers, to be learning. See, we ain't learned but a few years. Compared to 1,000 years, come on. But the watch, Most High's name is jealous. Mashiach Yahushua said, I and my Father are one, so his name is jealous too. So look what it's saying. Baruch 3 and 6. For thou art the most high power, our power, and thee, O Most High, will be praised. And for this cause thou hast put thy fear in our hearts, to the intent that we should call upon thy name and praise thee in our captivity. For we have called to mind all the iniquity of our forefathers that sinned before thee. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity. We are yet this day in our captivity, Israel, where thou hast scattered us for reproach and a curse, for disgrace and a curse amongst all these nations, and to be subject to payments. Got to pay out everything. Everything is going out according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Most High our power. Hear, Israel, the commandments of life. Give ear to understand wisdom. Hear that? The breath of life is the commandment of life. The commandments of the Most High. Hear, Israel, the commandments of life. Give ear to understand wisdom. See? Going back to Esdras, 2nd Esdras, 3rd chapter. Second Esdras, the 3rd chapter. And let's read verse 7. And unto him thou gave a commandment to love thy way. You gave a commandment to Adam to love the way. But you see, he told him to eat of every tree, but don't eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, which he transgressed. And immediately thou appointed death in him. He said, the day you eat of it, you're going to surely die. We read that. And in his generations, of whom came nations, tribes, people, kindreds, out of number. Like I said, we're more numerous than the sand of the sea and the stars in the heaven. Verse 8. Every people walked after their own will and did wonderful things before thee and despised thy commandments, as it is today. So 2/3 of our people, they still despise the commandments, telling them they got to follow rules and regulations. But they follow rules and regulations under the oppressor, his rules and regulations. Go to the scripture to go to too. Got to follow the law of the land, but you got to follow the law of the Most High too. That's most important. As you follow the law of the land. Listen, verse 9. And again, in process of time, thou brought the flood upon those that dwelt in the world and destroyed them. Brought the flood and killed everybody, except for who? And it came to pass in every of them that as death was to Adam, so was the flood to these. Nevertheless, one of them thou left it, namely Noah, with his household. You gotta understand what he's saying here. See, a lot of you don't really take serious the fact of what he said in Jeremiah 3:14. Well, you already put yourself there, but you ain't saying you there. But in your mind, you put yourself there. It says, Jeremiah 3:14, turn, O backsliding children, said the Most High, for I am married unto you, and I will take you one of a city and two of a family, and I will bring you to Zion. One of a city, two of a family. You see what he did here? He created all these people that you see on the earth through Noah. Listen what it says. 2nd Esdras 3 and 11. Nevertheless, one of them thou left it, namely Noah, with his household, of whom came all righteous men. That's Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and their wives. 8 people. And it happened that when they that dwelt upon the earth began to multiply, and had gotten them many children, and were a great people, they began again to be more unrighteous than the first. So as they populated the earth, they became more unrighteous than the people that the Most High killed during the flood. Now when they lived so wickedly before thee, thou didst choose thee a man from among them, whose name was Abraham. Chose Abraham. Listen, him thou lovest. He loved Abraham. And unto him only thou showest thy will. To Abraham only the Most High showed the laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High. Through Mashiach Yahushua, the glory of the Most High, Spirit of the Most High. And made it an everlasting covenant, was a contract or agreement with him, with Abraham, promising him that thou wouldst never forsake his seed. So look at that covenant. Psalms 105, 7. Psalms 105 and 8. Salakia. Psalms 105 and 8 to 10. He hath remembered his covenant, which is a contract or agreement forever. The word which he commanded to 1,000 generations, which covenant, a contract or agreement he made with Abraham. That's what we're reading about now in the Apocrypha. Which covenant he made with Abraham and his oath unto Isaac, and confirmed the same unto Jacob for a law, and to Israel for an everlasting covenant. That's it. Abraham to Isaac to Jacob to the 12 tribes of Israel for an everlasting covenant. It's going to last forever and ever and ever. When you read Jeremiah 31:31 down and Hebrews 8 and 8 down, the covenant is to who? 12 tribes of Israel. Period. Forever and ever and ever. Going back to 2 Esdras 3. Verse 13. Now when they lived so wickedly before thee, thou didst choose thee a man from among them, whose name was Abraham, who we just read about. He made the covenant with him. Thou lovest, and unto him only thou showest thy will. See? To him only, Abraham only, he showed the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High. How to please the Most High by keeping his rules and regulations. And made an everlasting covenant with him, what we just read. In Psalms 105, 8 to 10. Promising him that thou wouldst never forsake his seed. His seed is who? The 12 tribes of Israel. Listen, and unto him thou gavest Isaac, and unto Isaac also thou gavest Jacob and Esau, going all the way back to Genesis 25, 25, and 26. Jacob and Esau being born. As for Jacob, thou didst choose him to thee. So the Most High chose Jacob to himself. And put by Esau, put by our fraternal wicked twin brother Esau. And so Jacob became a great multitude. Now, I want to deal with that great multitude because a lot of you are misinformed and you try and put yourself as a Gentile nation when you go to Revelation 7 and 9. Before that, starting at verse 4, it starts to tell us about the 12,000 of the 12 tribes of Israel. Each tribe was make up to 144,000. 12,000 times 12 is 144,000. So 12,000 from each of the tribes of Israel is from 4 to 8, giving you that 144,000 going to be those of the 12 tribes of Israel. 12,000 from each of the tribes. So now verse 9, you Gentile nation try and put yourself in here, but we're going to find that is not true. Clearly here. With the understanding and the wisdom of the Most High and the Spirit of the Most High. And the Mashiach Yahushua. With Revelation 7 and 9, after this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude. What did Jacob become? 2 Esdras 3 and 16. Unto him thou gavest Isaac, and to Abraham you gave Isaac, and unto Isaac also thou gavest Jacob and Esau. After Jacob thou didst choose him to thee, and put Esau to the side. But he chose Jacob. And so Jacob became a great multitude. So I say that great multitude that Jacob became is this great multitude which make up the remaining of the 1/3 of the 12 tribes of Israel right here in Revelation 7 and 9. But it says, after this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude. We're going to find out about, could it be the other nations or could it be the Israelites, which no man could number. Remember I read you in Hosea 1 and 10 concerning Israel being more numerous than the sand of the sea and the stars in the sky. There's another one. Go to Romans 9:27. Well, let's read 26. No, we'll get 25. So this is what we went. Same thing we read in Hosea, let you know that they got to go by what they had to go by, and that is the law and the prophets. Romans 9:25. As he said also in Hosea, I will call them my people, which were not my people. When we read this in Hosea 1 and 10. And her beloved, which was not beloved. Romans 9:13 says what? As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Remember he said, put by Esau, he said he loved Jacob. So, it says, verse 25 of Romans the 9th chapter, as he said also in Hosea, I will call them my people, which were not my people, and her beloved, which was not beloved. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, ye are Gentiles, you are grafted in among us. There shall they be called the children of the living power, which we're doing now. Telling our people of Negroid, primarily Negroid, Indian, and Latino descent, that you are the 12 tribes of Israel that's scattered among all nations. Say, Isaiah also cried concerning Israel, though the number of the children of Israel be as the sand of the sea, a remnant shall be saved. See, so that's what we're looking at here in Revelation 7 and 9. A remnant shall be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us. So Revelation 7 and 9, I already told you how Jacob will become a great multitude. So as you see it here, it says, Revelation 7 and 9, after this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude. When we just read how Jacob will become a great multitude, can't get no clearer than that. It's right there. It says the same exact thing. But we're going to prove it. After this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude, which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues. That's us. You know, all nations, coming out of all nations, scattered among all these nations, and kindreds and people and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, Mashiach Yahushua, stood before the throne of the Most High and before Mashiach Yahushua, the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands. This and cried with a loud voice, saying, salvation to our power, which sitteth upon the throne, and unto the Lamb. Okay. So who the Most High say the power of? Salvation, powers and authority to our power. Exodus 3:14. Process of elimination. Exodus 3:15. Exodus 3:15. Salvation to our power and to the Lamb. So Mashiach Yahushua. Exodus 3:15. And the Most High said moreover unto Moses, thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel. Now remember, mind you, verse 2 lets us know, and the angel of the Most High appeared unto him in a flame of fire out of the midst of the bush. So it's the angel speaking for the Most High. Mashiach Yahushua. So here we are, it says, verse 15 of Exodus 3rd chapter. And the Most High said, through the angel, through the Spirit of the Most High, through the Spirit of Mashiach Yahushai, the angel of the Most High, moreover unto Moses, thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, Most High power of your fathers. Remember it just said, our power. The Most High power of your fathers. Who is he? The power of Abraham, the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob have sent me unto you. This is my name forever, and this is my memorial unto all generations. Right? That's the Most High, the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. This is his name forever. This is memorial to all generations. Say, go. Verse 16, go and gather the elders of Israel together and say unto them, the Most High Yahweh, that's what it says in the Hebrew, of your fathers, the power of Abraham, of Isaac, and of Jacob, appeared unto me, saying, I have surely visited you and seen that which is done to you in Egypt. So he's the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So go to right to the point. Matthew 22:32. 31. Lets us know that the Most High is the power of the living and not of the dead. So Matthew 22:32. The Most High the power of Abraham, and the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob. The Most High is not the power of the dead, but of the living. So there it is right there. Have you not heard what the Most High said to you, saying, I am the power of Abraham, and the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob? The Most High is the power of the dead. The Most High is not the power of the dead, but of the living. See? So, Acts 3:13. Acts 3 and 13. So just clearing our power. To say our God. We say our power. Acts 3:13. The power of Abraham, and of Isaac, and of Jacob. You see that? He said, that's my name forever, the memorial to all generations. The power of Abraham, and of Isaac, and of Jacob. The power of our fathers. Say, have glorified his son, Mashiach Yahushua, whom you delivered up and denied him in the presence of Pilate when he was determined to let him go. The power of Abraham, the power of Isaac, the power of Jacob. Then you know that's his name forever, memorial to all generations. Can't get around it. Point blank, there it is. I mean, it's there. It's right there. For everyone to see. I want you to see again. Look at go to Acts, the 7th chapter, and verse 31, 32. Going all the way back to Exodus, 3rd chapter. When Moses saw it, he wondered at the sight, at the angel of the Most High. And as he drew near to behold it, the voice of the Most High came unto him, saying, remember the Most High have a voice, and through a voice comes what? The word of the Most High was Mashiach Yahushua, saying, I am the power of thy fathers. The power of Isaac, excuse me, I am the power of thy fathers, the power of Abraham, and the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob. See, that's his name forever, memorial to all generations. You see it right here. And Jacob is the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. Then Moses trembled and does not behold. So going back to Revelations 7 and 9, after this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude. Remember, Jacob became a great multitude, which no man could number, but we more numerous than the stars of the sky and the sand of the sea, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues, because we coming from all these other nations that we've been scattered in. And when you understand what the Most High in prophecy told our forefather Jacob, let's go there as far as deal with nations. Genesis 35 and 10. And the Most High said unto him, thy name is Jacob. Thy name shall not be called any more Jacob, but Israel shall be thy name. That's when the Most High changed Jacob's name to Israel. And he called his name Israel. And the Most High, through the angel of the Most High, Mashiach said unto him, glory of the Most High, I am God Almighty. I am God Almighty. We just read of Mashiach said he's Almighty. Be fruitful and multiply. Go we Mashiach him. This is all for the Most High. Look, he gave us everlasting life. We rejected, so he said, hey man, kicked them out of the garden. Now we deal with what we deal with because of what Adam did. And Eve. Listen, verse 11. Listen to this clearly because it said nations in Revelation 7 and 9. And the Most High said unto him, to Jacob, our forefather, I am the power almighty. Be fruitful and multiply. A nation and a company of nations. Hear this? A nation and a company of nations shall be of thee, and kings shall come out of thy loins. See? So, Jacob became a company of nations. That's why you see the 12 tribes of Israel, which are each one a nation. A company of nations that's coming out of our forefather Jacob. So that's when you see here in Revelation 7 and 9, after this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude, which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands, and cried with a loud voice, saying, salvation to our God, our power, which sitteth upon the throne, and unto the Lamb. So the Lamb is a Mashiach Yahushua. I mean, it was said concerning that in the book of John. See the Mashiach Yahushua, what is that? Verse 29, John 1:29. The next day John seeth Mashiach Yahushua coming unto him, and said, behold, the Lamb of the Most High, which taketh away the sin of the world. And that world is defined in Isaiah 45:17. That's the Lamb of the Most High, to take away the sins of the world.